Another day, another demo. Welcome back, everybody. My name is E-Town. This is going to be a little bit more NERO Esports demo action. This one is going to be up against Conviction Esports on Nuke. And I actually haven't seen the result of this one, like all the demos, so it's going to be a massive surprise to see actually who wins this one out. So, Conviction Esports, I think at the time, had a pretty good record going in one of the upper echelon teams in main at the moment. Promising prospects to get to ESEA Advance, but that is yet to be decided yet. Quick push in from Conviction, and no, okay, well, it's already over. I was going to say not many fights going their way, but I mean, apparently the magic number of fights going their way was a grand total of 1. Holy hell, that was a bit too quick. I couldn't quite keep up with the action, to be quite honest. I'm trying to think of anything of substance of value, but no, that was just a quick shutdown. I felt like NERO Esports were fully ready for the possibility of an upper rush and just kind of situated their spots. They hit every single kill that they needed to. Conviction in this second round will have a couple of upgraded pistols, P250s, not Deagles or anything. No armor. Basically throwaway round, hoping they can find something early, but it's not looking promising so far. And that kind of will pass the eye test almost immediately. Maz has to be a little bit careful, though, about tempering the beast. You see a rotate in from JJ. And no one actually watching the flank. This could be huge for JJ. It would be great to find some early money. And yet, he's already quick on the flank. All of his teammates get massacred. And the radio has now been completely tarnished with blood. Nice little 2-0 start from NERO Esports here. No struggles compared to the last game that we were just watching from them on Mirage, where they had a little bit of difficulty closing out those eco rounds in the earlier stages of the game. But they still managed to win out the half 8-7, so who knows, maybe it's going to be the same case. Bonus round in the works for NERO. This UMP in Corroded Beef's hands, the fact that he wins that fight is massive. Traded out, which, you know, it sucks, but it's still a very okay position to be in. Maz, especially since he's holding with this MP9, probably has the power to grant at least 1 kill to his team. Not expecting it. What a sick peek from Maz. Holy hell. Just jump scared. I feel terrible for Fox right there. They are indeed collapsing really, really well on these remaining NERO Esports members, so the bonus won't be potential. And Conviction will take it off the back of a nice little kill streak from AWD. I believe he got 3 in that round. All over towards that side. Patient play ends up doing the job. Krieg in Hunter's hands. Probably going to be peeping out over towards Marshmallow, I would imagine. Oh my god, and NERO Esports, are they still actually continuing to want to hold outside? In such a aggressive stance right now? I mean, this just feels maybe a bit too risky. Rotate in towards Secret is going to be massive for them, however. Maz catches one with their pants all the way down to their ankles. And that's a great first kill for NERO to find. That's the second time now that Secret Aggression has done really, really good stuff for NERO. The game is still young, the night is still young, but that is definitely something promising to keep your eye on for potentially being used in the future. Maz has been a menace in the early stages of this game. JJ is already causing a little bit of havoc as well, this time onto Hunter. And while there will be eventually a duel going the way of Conviction Esports here, it is kind of a pale attempt to try to win back this round. AWD also, for good measure, will try to take down JJ. But the solid A setup basically makes it impossible for Colsey to do much of anything. Indeed, that fight would have to overwhelmingly go his favor to avoid being traded out by the second member sitting in heaven. And Maz probably won't be seeing any action for the end of this round, although he's aggressing all the way into the T spawn. They know that AWD has to be somewhere towards inner. Crack shot on an MP9 might be able to close this out, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's just not going to let the duel actually happen. AWD will collapse upon that space and try to get bombed down. Barely in time remaining. I respect it, and I think this is probably the best move Conviction can make at this point. AWD, surely he doesn't win it out from here, however. He has to look 5 different ways, it feels like. AK into his hands. And a great round overall from NERO Esports. It really was just, in a lot of cases, again, it feels like the early duels, but, I mean, Maz didn't even have to go necessarily crazy. He just got that single kill. Just really good spots in the early stages of the round from NERO. And solid setups. Trying to kind of read what Conviction Esports feel like they need to do in these mid-round setups to actually do the job of them as well. Maz, I don't like how much damage you just took there, homie. I'll be honest. He goes down to 64, and that is going to be really, really lethal against the Galil in Retina's hands. Oh, well, que sera, I suppose. 2 already removed from Conviction. Fox perhaps might be able to squeak out another one here, and I don't know why it looked away from him. Crackshot doesn't find the kill, however. Back off, no problem. Molotov down to cover his tracks. He'll run all the way to the back of Nuke now. All quiet on the western front. Although JJ, he'll make a bit of noise as he falls. Still, NERO Esports hold on to this lead, 4-3. 4v3, I should say, excuse me. Siphon with such a weird off angle. Hunter can't do anything about that one. Time is starting to tick low from Conviction. They have the bomb, not much util in their hands. They don't have any duels going their way either. It's looking an awful lot, excuse me. Like another one for NERO Esports. Okay, that was kind of a nasty shot from AWD. Fair play, man. What is this plant that he's going? Why not plant back say he knew? He heard that guy decon, did he? Didn't he, rather? Huh. Okay, well, I guess Conviction Esports will just go ahead and allow him to find that kill. Not exactly sure if I understand the motive behind it, but okay, sure. We'll take this. AWD is still leading the charge nonetheless, and his team has a bunch of deagles, but I feel like Nuke is one of the better maps where you can make pistol rushes like this work. Especially so with such a big outside emphasis. There's Sheeb finding one. Try it out quickly. I'm not really liking this from Conviction. I'm not sure if a ramp collapse is going to be their best bet. They're down in players, they're down in numbers, they're down in chances. I'm sure they're down in spirit as well, but Crackshot, just don't do it to them, man. They don't need to die to an MP9. That would really just be rubbing salt into the wound. There's the first. Take us to the second, please. Aw. No, Maz will take it away. Pistol upgrade. We'll take those. It's been a very quiet game for Conviction so far. Have yet to exactly show up onto the scene. Mid-round calls haven't been too strong. NERO always seem to be ready for it. And maybe a bit too slow for my taste as well. I think if they move a lot quicker, NERO Esports should be caught off guard. Maz is a very exploitable figure in this sense. And although they are trying to quicken things up, going towards outside, the flashes are not exactly the strongest in the world, and the duels will again favor NERO once more. It's a continuing trend of just massive dubs for NERO. Not too much to write home about at this point. I mean, Hunter, he's making a ton of noise while treading all the way down to the B bomb site where Crackshot can easily just buy a little bit more time. He hasn't had to pull out a Molotov. He hasn't had to pull out an HE. All he has to do is just hold a cheeky off angle and probably be rewarded with a kill with an MP9. As I say that, it doesn't happen. Colsey takes a ton of damage while just trying to drop down from the roof. I say, knowing full well that it's actually AKs in Nero's hands, so it probably doesn't matter all too much. Timing. Oh, AWD. He is unaware of the vital information. Oh, okay. Don't tell me AWD actually wins this. Maz with a historically high beef percentage right there. This would just be absurd. AWD should not have gotten that second kill, and if he wins this, I will just be absolutely baffled. And the thing is, both players aren't exactly doing well. JJ, oh my god, he's looking the wrong way too. How in the... How does Conviction actually win that round? I have no clue at all. But NERO Esports are going to be able to buy up regardless, but that was just ridiculous. JJ, it's not his fault at all. There's so many different directions that he had to look in control room. The windows were busted out, so he had no idea, no reason to believe that he could be there. But Maz, I mean, maybe I need to watch it again from his POV, but it feels like there is absolutely no reason, no way that he could have lost that fight. Smokes out. And the counter util will be good enough. Conviction Esports using the last of their money to piece this round together. And thing is, they know that they'll be rewarded very, very handsomely if they win it. And my god, are they getting off to a nice start. 2 duels to start things out on the right note. Crackshot now searches for a kill. He knows that he needs to make a play here. And here will be his attempt. Siphon has done the same with the M4 in his hands. He'll back off. The 2 CTs will gather up together to try to again make a play happen. Oh, but unfortunately, Colsey is in the right place at the right time to find both frags in the round. Conviction. Okay, I'm starting to believe. Okay, Colsey. I'm not sure about the auto sniper. I'll be honest. This dude just bought an auto sniper. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that's a misbuy. I'm not an expert. I'm gonna keep my eye on him, however, because this could be stupid. I don't even remember the last time I've seen an auto sniper. Oh, what is this? Triple secret? Or, sorry, triple mini push? This could actually be pretty massive. If Colsey walks into it, that's an auto sniper given up that I'm pretty sure any of these members would be okay with. What's going on over here? Yeah, no, this is really going to rely on Colsey. Spots the player. Blap, blap, blap. That's one free. Back off. Foxel will get another. And Conviction should have this 5-4 now. The only opportunity really lied in Maz not dying there and the rest of the team holding that stack. Kind of a patient game that Conviction Esports are playing. Not something that I'm used to seeing out of a lot of ESEA main teams, but this is a pleasant surprise perhaps. Conviction should not give up this round, however, even though they've lost that first kill. The second will be impossible for Corroded Beef to try to counteract. And Siphon still with that AK that he managed to nab out of the dead man's hands. We'll find another kill. Jesus Christ, that shot was nasty. Siphon, if you actually pull this off, I will drink a glass of milk live on stream. Again, I haven't seen the results for this at all, so I have no idea if he actually does. No kit makes it basically impossible. And okay. I don't have to drink a glass of milk on stream now. We're fine. We're fine. 5-4. It is looking and just really panning out in the long term from Conviction Esports at the moment. They gave up a couple of more kills than they probably needed to in that 1vx. But it's alright. Again, I'm trying to think about the long term here. I'm trying to think, it's alright. You know, it's my philosophy in a lot of states. And a lot of rounds. Sometimes you can just get away with crazy stuff like that, you know, man? Crack shot rotating all the way around over towards Secret. Doesn't get the kill. And some other players on the team have been so consistent with. JJ, unfortunately, can't quite do the same over towards outside too. And Conviction, they're about ready to tie things up here. Despite this looking insanely one-sided at one point, it's pretty much completely been flipped. Oh, good shot from Corroded Beef, however. We'll grant him the kill. That's probably one of the only kills that NERO Esports will be able to find this round, however. As Siphon is less stumbling. Well, he was a madman in the last round. The door not being open minimizes his chances. And there it goes again. First kill, but not the second. Fair play to Conviction, I gotta say. They are really, out of nowhere, just looking really convincing in their early rounds. And thing is, they're not afraid at all to kind of sit on a newfound advantage that they have. They'll just go ahead and, you know, leisure outside. Leisure in the mix while they wait for the inevitable CT aggression to go ahead and feed themselves into the maws of the beast. Sheeb pushing outside while the rest of his teammates are ready to go over towards ramp. And unfortunately, Crackshot is going to get caught without any sort of hesitation from Conviction. B bomb site will be stormed. And the round is all but over at this point here, considering the buy, the lackluster buy that we already had in our hands. I just can't really be, can't be told to believe in that. Sure, cool, you got one cool kill, Siphon. I appreciate that, and I think it's cool, but that's surely all that they're going to be able to get, right, Maz? You can't be going ahead and trying to pull this off as well. If they get one more kill, I'll start to believe, but right now I'm still hesitant. And yeah, there wasn't an opportunity at all. Siphon, I didn't even know you could get up there. Oh, you can. Never mind. I thought that was a pixel boost. Cool angle. I haven't seen that one. I don't even know, like, why they added railways or guardways to this. You know? I'm thinking, like, realistically, like, if this was actually a place that forklifts would come in and just, like, and drop off their load. Would the guardrails really be necessary? Don't know. Lots of things to think about. Nuke is a map that gets you thinking a lot. I don't even understand how Hunter found that first kill, I'll be honest. I was watching from the third person to try to find what the early setup from NERO Esports is going to be like. And see if they're going to switch anything up. And, oh, okay, that's a little bit of a switch up. Nice little spray in from JJ. Gets a double kill. First time in a while that NERO Esports have actually been on the front foot, ready to perhaps win a round. Colsey will even up the score, however, as JJ tries to regress for a bit more map control. A bit more information, but again, this is Conviction sitting, waiting, knowing that NERO Esports always enjoy a good push or two. And quite honestly, it doesn't make for dull Counter-Strike. It just makes it hard to commentate sometimes, but this is inarguably, you know, against NERO Esports who are feeding them time after time. This is the right move. Keeping an eye on the NERO side here, you see Maz in his usual position. Siphon also not looking to push, and Crackshot basically stuck having to watch two angles at once. And thing is, he has to be very, very fortunate on which angle he's watching at the right time, because now he'll be punished for not watching ramp. Crackshot makes first contact, will back off immediately. Probably run down over towards Secret while his teammates desperately try to do the same. And yeah, there you have it. The B-bomb site will be taken. Conviction should be spamming decon as well. There it is. Bolsey hairs away from going down. Maz, if he aimed a little bit lower, he probably would have gotten that one. But the retake is still on, and the retake is still very much possible. 3 kits in play, a decent set of util on NERO Esports' util belt. And the opportunities, perhaps endless. Oh no, that was a very critical HE to at least not whip entirely. Trades will be through, and Siphon can't do much. Oh no, that was such a good opportunity for NERO too. The pivot down towards lower. I mean, fair play to Crackshot. I think he did the safest option there. But man, you're just kind of like wishing, hoping that he could have gotten a kill there. Obviously, it didn't happen, and it's safe that he didn't. You know, he just took a couple of shots and backed off as soon as there wasn't any kill. But if he got that, there could have been a massive opportunity for a potential win. JJ quickly finds himself in a 1-on-5, and while he does get 2 kills for his trouble, the eco collapse will be very, very strong from Conviction, as they will take this very, very dominantly on the T side of Nuke. 8-5. A majority of the rounds after they started 5-0 down. It is just looking kind of crazy at this point. How much better their pacing is looking. Now that they aren't losing these early frags, which is one thing, but they're also ready to just kind of sit. Even if they're down a player, they're perfectly fine to sit on a newfound disadvantage. How does he lose that 50-50? I have no clue, but you cannot give that up. Conviction now have a real good chance to get back into this round. And look what they're doing again. They're sitting. They're just sitting, lying in wait, knowing that NERO Esports, they want to make a play. And look, there it is. Corroded Beef, he wants to make a play, and he does. Oh my god. It's just the same story in a different round. NERO Esports, now it's going to be their turn to probably sit on this. They shouldn't be doing anything here. Corroded Beef, I'm honestly a little bit anxious that you're even going for this. Quite honestly. Mildly concerned. Noise towards outside. I think they'll maybe alert CTs to moving their setup. Not quite certain. You see Crackshaw is watching for any aggression towards Secret. Corroded needs to win this. Needs to. And he does. Good fight win. Basically, again, is a nail in the coffin for Conviction in this round. It's basically nothing short of a miracle play that could go ahead and turn the tides. But maybe Hunter can try to bring that upon us. 1v4. Well, he will be able to trade out his comrade. The second, it'll be indomitable. Wow. I mean, it's kind of absurd at this point how good Conviction are looking in a lot of these cases. NERO Esports, that was a great round to start with. I'm just not 100% sold if you're always going to be able to get away with these sort of scenarios. I don't know. I haven't seen quite enough out of them yet. The CT side is always a little bit rough for the NERO forces. The NERO camp. But it's just, I don't know, something about how they're playing right now. It just seems a little bit off. I think that's like the perfect demonstration. I don't know how JJ didn't hit that shot, but Foxel has probably got to be praying on a lucky star that he managed to get out of that one with his life still intact. And oh my god, JJ, I think his op is defective or something. 2 of those shots that he took should have been kills, and now neither of them are. Sheeb, excuse me, is able to get the kill on top of it. And this is what I'm saying. It's just that Conviction Esports, something about them, they're just kind of playing perfectly into how NERO Esports kind of need to play. They realize that a play has to be done, and they'll just sit on their newfound advantage for as long as it possibly takes. There's a flank in onto Crackshot. He'll be domed from behind. And it's honestly just kind of crazy. I mean, NERO Esports, I don't feel like they're playing particularly bad in a lot of these cases. Missing individual shots, losing individual fights, yes. but it was, you know, the completely different picture for the beginning of that half, you know? Think about towards the very, very start where, again, it was a completely different situation where they were winning all their fights near Esports. Now the script has been flipped. I don't know. I mean, NERO Esports, there's still another half to play. And I'm really hoping they can come online, but at this point, I don't know. I feel like this pistol is going to be really pivotal for them. We'll have to see. Into the second half of play we go. Conviction Esports have really struck back with an insane show of form as of late. Foxal located inside of Mini. We'll get that first kill for his trouble. Siphon somehow has managed to avoid certain death by the hands of Sheeb. But I don't think this retake is exactly going to be formidable enough. Never mind, they just found 3 kills out of nowhere. Okay, that's a win. What? What? Excuse me? There's only so many POVs we could watch at that time, but wow, that just kind of came out of nowhere. Much better. Conviction Esports, I'm just baffled. I don't know. Nothing more to say. Some crazy fights being won by them, and I respect it. You know, they're doing wonderful at the moment. This will probably be a bit of a throwaway. I'm not quite seeing this as a force up from NERO, especially so since they're being massacred. Naz even being able to find those two, I think, is good enough. Og retrieved. Good stuff overall by the Conviction camp as they close out those two. But those are the 2 easy rounds out of the way. You got the pistol, which was won by some incredible fights right off the bat. This is where the real hard stuff begins. Colsey is just going to be Molotoving on top to try to fake out some aggression that maybe NERO weren't expecting, but I think they still heard AWD pushing into lobby. So they are able to punish him. That was a fight that Sheeb unfortunately should not have lost. But regardless, it's okay. Conviction Esports, this is still a little bit of a bonus for them. They can squeak out one more kill out of this. Maybe randomly off the back of this kill that potentially Colsey will want to push for. He has no clue of what is taking place in the latter part of lobby room. But he hears Molotov over towards door, and that might prompt him to want to peek out. He hears now the footsteps from Crack Shot. Foxal will find the kill. But Colsey, I want to keep an eye on him this entire time. His teammates have all been killed around him. But Colsey, maybe he doesn't have the god timing on one. Crack is just a little bit better. He knows on how to click on heads very, very well. At least NERO Esports are having some signs of life. They dealt with that really, really well. A late round mid-round inner execute. Just kind of working it, really. Conviction Esports, they seem kind of free-flowing on whether they want to give up kills or not in a lot of cases. I don't even think calling in an execute would have done justice to kind of what that was played like from NERO, but whatever it was, it got the job done. They're able to work those kills really, really well. Sheeb, unfortunately, will be able to win that first one over JJ. And I say unfortunately, knowing full well I'm a little bit biased in favor of NERO. But even so, I want to be completely honest when I say that Conviction are playing this wonderfully. Smoke outer. Great shot from Hunter. What the hell? And he makes a scout look like Shearson. damned that this round, might actually go the way of conviction. AWD sitting in the back of sight. I'll be able to take down Maz to start things out. In a 1v3 now, Siphon has such a Herculean task to go ahead and try to overcome. He's gotten the first. 20 seconds remaining on the clock, though. Has not even the slightest clue on where both of these players could be. He actually does become a little bit wise to it towards the end, but AWT peaks right on time to find kill number 22 of the game. Considering we're only 19 rounds into this mess, I have to say fair play. He has been really solid so far. A great anchor for conviction. Otherwise, I'd say Sheeb and Hunter have probably been the two most clutch players on conviction. There really is no lack of skill, that's for sure. Okay, Foxel, maybe he's heard that I haven't been giving him the praise that maybe he deserves. Try to go ahead and collect a couple of eco kills. Wow, okay, Rutted Beef. You win those, I suppose. They can get bombed down, that's okay. I don't really see this as a round win regardless from NERO. But perhaps there's a chance. JJ in a very sneaky position over towards the control room. Finds a fight versus Hunter, but Hunter will still win it regardless. Corroded Beef isn't doing too well for wear. He's field tested in this round. But will he be able to get away with this one with minimal wear? No, he can't. Conviction up to 13. It's just, it feels like the same thing in a different round. Conviction are totally fine slowing down the pace. They have a really great read on the rhythm of some of these rounds from NERO. While they aren't necessarily winning every single fight in the world, NERO are able to get a couple here and there. They also seem to be winning their fights pretty convincingly. Siphon will dump his utility outside to try to look for some aggro control. Sheeb. Is this actually an angle that Sheeb can see? No. No, surely not. Oh, what a good punish from NERO, though. I like it. Although it's a 3v3 and Conviction could easily pull this one back. This is what I'm talking about by the early great play from NERO Esports. Such a great read to drop a player into mini immediately, and then just collapse right around it. NERO, hey, fair play. They played that one brilliantly. Sending two players towards that side incredibly early on here. Otherwise setting up for AXX smokes. And then really relying on those players towards mini to do a lot of work, flashing them in otherwise. That was honestly wonderfully played by NERO. Although they still lost two members, which, you know, maybe is not the coolest thing in the world, they still made that look very, very easy. Sheeb. Oh, what a sneaky angle he's going to be trying to adopt. Might be good for a kill or two. Probably just a single kill here. NERO Esports are very, very big fans of adopting the buddy system. Correct shot. I don't know where he was looking. He's caught without any idea of what just happened. Sheeb, what are you doing right now, man? How are you actually pulling this one off? Crowded Beef is able to trade out the score. Put us back into a good scenario for conviction. Oops. Colsey accidentally dropped a grenade. Care for falling objects. Site taken. Round all but one. I'm thinking right now, considering the money for conviction, that they're probably just going to go ahead and save these in T-spawn. That auto shotgun, honestly, is going to be a pretty huge asset to denying any further A executes from NERO. Assuming he even goes for it. And doesn't try to pick up maybe an AK or something. Man's had an MP5 and he saw it right there going past it, so maybe he is going for something more. Not really liking this, Colsey. You're kind of low. I think it's Probably time to get away a little bit further. I'm not quite sure where the damage range is. NERO Esports will snatch away another. That was against a couple of pistols. This will be a little bit more formidable, but it's still going to be more pistols from Conviction. A double eco for them. I want to keep an eye on how Sheep plays this one out, though. His aggression has been really all over the place. No rhyme or reason to exactly where he wants to try to go ahead and collapse onto. It doesn't... I mean, it's half and half for when it comes to results from Conviction on these aggro pushes. That's good damage found onto the NERO members. So fair play to them in that regard. But they're easily able to rebuy those guns. And put ourselves back into another good scenario for NERO. More pistols. I mean, I wouldn't even call this a triple eco at this point. I think they just really want probably double AWP setup to be coming into fruition next for Conviction. Very weird control of their economy, I have to say. NERO Esports are going to be wishing again on their lucky stars that they can get away with this one almost unscathed. And oh no, that might not be the case. They've just lost 2, and a third one possibly on the cards as Maz is bleeding internally. However, concussed he may be, he'll still try to hold the line bravely with his comrade Siphon. Oh my god, he spots a Maz. What is this? He's expecting the double boost. Oh, that is so sneaky. At least he'll finish it up. Crack shot with a nice couple of fights. NERO Esports now up to 11 rounds. Have basically managed to close up the gap, but I'm not sold yet. Conviction, they were on pistols and nothing more for the past couple of rounds, and those were freebies for NERO. They need to do the same thing on a rifle round, and against Conviction Esports now double AWP setup, I don't really know if that's going to be working out for them. Sheeb, he has been kind of a constant rotator. I like that molly. I thought that was going to be more aggressive. But no, that's just going to try to mess up the outside smoke. So outside control is now going to be heavily favoring the CT side of things. Fights going the way of them as well. And you see Sheeb is able to win it off the back of that Molotov that he threw. And oh my god, the one who actually really might be throwing here is Siphon. He does so much damage, but no kills. Oh my god, that is just such a heartbreaker. Siphon, oh, he did so much work. Oh, this is just such a bitter way to lose a round. Corroded Beef tried to maybe pull off something magical if you could, but I'm not sure if you'll even get halfway there. Okay, he officially has. Fox is quick on the tape, though. Oh my god, Conviction. I cannot believe they get out of that one. I don't use this word a lot, because almost always there's a way to better describe a round, but that truly felt unlucky from NERO. It truly did. Oh my goodness. I feel terrible, honestly. It feels like in all cases they should have almost never given that one up, but they do, and well, look at their rewards because of it. 14-11 scoreline against them, NERO. They get the unlucky draw. Working for outside control, they aren't meeting spam like they have previously. Colsey, what the hell? This is so aggro. If this works out, I'd be pleasantly surprised. But surprises don't happen all the time, and this won't be one of those cases. 14-11 now. Conviction are hairs away from being able to close this out for this game here and taking down NERO Esports, who have been kind of on a up and down trend as of late. AWD holding the back of B bomb site will be able to find 2 kills. Granted, He is in a tough position, basically all by his lonesome. His teammate also found one elsewhere on the map. But NERO Esports aren't exactly the healthiest at the moment. Their mid-round call, excuse me, I should say, will be to go ahead and try to pivot over towards the ramp. Thing is, though, there's still one player lying in wait, Sheeb, from an off angle. And unless they flash this one through, they're not going to check for it. Oh, man. Sheeb with a massive spray down. Basically, he's going to go ahead and have to call it quits now, NERO. Already Fox there to go ahead and try to add to the fun, add to the flavor of the month that is that off-angle ramp position. Siphon has actually stayed alive for a good amount of time, I have to say. Wow, what is this, dude? Oh my, that was not a clean finish, bro. I don't think anybody won that round. Now up against Match Point, Conviction Esports are looking pretty damn good right now. Still yet to win any rifle rounds, it feels like, NERO. They've been given plenty of chances, just unable to actually go ahead and close us out. Lots of unlucky scenarios, again, one could argue. But I'm not one. I'm just a caster. Op from Colsey, this time no longer pushed up close to Hut. And good rotate in from JJ. You see how he's kind of peeking with his head down a little bit. Avoids the scope as a result, but Colsey still finds a kill. Holy hell, that man is quick on a trigger. A must-win fight from Maz goes the way of the opposition. As AWD collects what feels like his 28th kill of the game. Christ, that is absurd. It might be all that he will find for this entire game. Still, as he's been taken out, the defense have a couple of more players that could close the curtains. NERO Esports, they have a couple of lifelines in their hands here. They have two players that maybe trade each other out here. Hope that one is really good at a clutch. They also have a decent set of util in their hands, a smoke, a flash, and a molly, as well as a C4 in Siphon's hands. I'm guessing their best bet would be trying to push in through mini here, but I'm not quite sure where their smoke would actually be dedicated towards. Questions. Colsey should be caught out here. Not the cleanest fight in the world. Oh my god, Colsey even gets that kill too? Oh, that's it. That's gotta be Curtains. Oh, he closes it out with a no-scope. That is disgusting. What a way to finish this out. NERO Esports. You know, fair play to them. They had a lot of really great rounds towards the beginning of that, but the midsection, actually, you know what? Pretty much from there on out, they just looked kind of lost against a slow play that was basically Conviction's bread and butter. Well played. Nothing more to exactly say on that front. I just wanted to cover a couple of demos. I still have a nice, decent backlog to work my way through, but I'll get through those as time goes by. Thank you all so much for watching, whoever is actually watching. I'm going to be going live in about an hour, a little less than an hour, for a bit more Mountain Dew League action, so I'll be back within time. I'll see you soon. Later.